let's agree. We work for the good of society. A melody of unity from Poltekkes Bandung, where blessing and achievement are gracefully hung. No need to doubt, let's walk hand in hand. Juara dan unggul across the land. Sing it together. Along. Nurturing the body, calming the mind, leaving a legacy of the best kind. With noble ethics and a gentle embrace, every hard work becomes a saving grace. Always united, faithful and true.
Climbing ladders high, but leaning on the wrong wall. Chasing wealth and fame, yet feeling empty after all. True achievement comes when we live with God's design. Seek His kingdom first, and eternal treasures will find. Let this mind be in you, the mindset of Christ. Choose the better part, let His word be your life. Align your heart with heaven, set priorities true. Significance begins when God's kingdom shapes you. Beyond success, we rise to give a life of love, the way to live. Adding value, serving each day. Faith and purpose guide our way. Legacy flows when Christ we embrace. Significance shines through His grace. Love one another as Jesus has shown. Invest in people, don't walk alone. Plant seeds of kindness, live with intent. Transformation comes when our hearts are bent. Without faith, it's impossible to please the Lord. Anchor your life in His truth and word. Entrust to others, let disciples grow. Significance lasts when His love we show. Success ends with you, but significance flows through you. Legacy is not what you leave for people, but what you leave in people. Beyond success, we rise to give a life of love, the way to live. Beyond success, we rise to give a life of love.
But you changed the day you walked out that door. You went and got help while I was in despair. I didn't believe our love was going anywhere. Oh, I'm singing these blues since you've gone away. You found your path, but I'm lost in yesterday. I'm waiting on a sign, maybe just a clue. But until then, I'll keep on singing these blues. You said you wouldn't come back until you got help. Left me here wondering all by myself. Now I'm singing these blues, trying to find my way. But I still don't know if you'll come back someday. Oh, I'm singing these blues since you've gone away. You found your path, but I'm lost in yesterday. I'm waiting on a sign, maybe just a clue. But until then, I'll keep on singing these blues.
Modern and contemporary arts appeared in Europe and America in special cultural and political contexts and societies without others, making them diverse in different schools, trends, and streams. So in the West, you find among the audiences who admire and who oppose it according to its aesthetic ideology and philosophy. The formative movement in Saudi Arabia has not been an exception among the artistic movements in the Arab country in general, where modern arts such as abstraction and later have moved to it, where visitors of the exhibitions are seeing very contemporary artworks, and these works are seen in the growth of quantity and quality within the galleries in Saudi Arabia and Gulf countries and the rest of the Arab countries. What I can describe in lines is that the Saudi artists mostly practice contemporary art as it is outside to the inner square of the local audience without awareness and study of those historical and cultural contexts in which this type of contemporary or modern arts emerged after the two world wars in the 20th century. And the study of Western philosophical thought, this is what created a gap between the artist and the audience in our visual arena, where the artist exhibits his work in halls to spread his idea and artistic message, but he is surprised that it does not reach the audiences, and this problem is repeated with most artists. This is accompanied by a collective opinion of the audience from various members of the society that they do not understand the language of visual art and its current substances, and what it contains: symbols, forms, and visual messages which defame beauty and embellish ugliness, as if they are watching curses and hearing scandals from artists and a bunch of critics and hall owners about these exhibitions and what values it contains, artistic and creative, drawing the features of their contemporary culture. In my view, the above is true and correct. The problem lies in the imitation and inability to transfer such artistic practices from global to local, including philosophical ideas, following a style of superiority to the public and degrading their intellectual and cultural level. What I also notice is that the critics of the contemporary art movements in the West are many, some of them depending on the historical context of its emergence, the Cold War, the role of the Zionists in managing the art movement, owning galleries, buying and marketing businesses, selling auctions, controlling the media, and buying critics in Europe. For example, the average price of Louis Fontana paintings is $15 million, 55 million rials. according to the study of the website of the art market. Observe it in 2016. I advise you to review what Dr. Zainab Abdulaziz, a professor of art philosophy and beauty science, wrote in her book, The Modern Art Game, which is based on French documents that reveal important pages and events that have been darkened in the creation of contemporary art, and Georgina Adams' book 2017 also, which explains the secrets of the art market. From a personal experience, I admired and inspired some contemporary works of close artists. Later discovered that they documentated from the experiences of Western artists, and I was surprised by it when I visited exhibitions and museums abroad, and by direct conversation with the artist himself about his philosophy of his work and what it contains. I was amazed by the naivety of the message and the perspective, with the skill and execution, enthusiasm and great attraction towards the contemporary and globalization, as it works in exhibitions of bodies without soulless and identity. Katama, I recommend my fellow artists on the necessity of thinking, contemplating, observing, and developing culture about the philosophy of art and the global cultural movement, to know the historical roots of contemporary arts and analyze its reality, to know its rewards, changes, and steward its future, to make use of their artistic skill and visual creativity to build an artistic experience that the audiences can witness, to have contributed to the formation of their consciousness and the development of the taste in aesthetic sense, creating a positive trend towards art and artists. And the history of art is attested by the emergence of a Saudi Arabian school or artistic movement that deserves studying, contemplating, and transferring from the local to the international.
Gave my last ounce of strength while the knife stayed in my back. Poured everything out for the ones I refused to lack. Blood don't make a family, that truth hit hard and clean. I chose my own loyal hearts in a world that's mean. They show me I can only trust the reflection in the glass. So I pulled those blades out slow and sharpened them to last. Turned every betrayal into fuel, every wound into drive. Carving straight through the chaos just to feel alive. 10 emotions ripping through me back to back, no relief. Love and rage and emptiness, fighting for belief. I'm barely holding balance, drowning in the noise, but I swallow it all down just to give them all my voice. Still pouring out my everything when I'm running on empty, carrying my chosen family like it's all that's left in me. Family ain't just blood, it's the bond I fought to earn. Stronger than the blaze that tried to make me burn. I isolate when the storm gets too loud to take. Disappear in the silence till my soul stops to shake. No more games, no more blame. I'm cutting all the ties. Use the knives to carve my path and cut apart their lives. 37 years of trauma, cheating, lying, blame. They tried to bury the fighter, but I'm still in the game. 50 more years burning, watch me flip the script. No more playing victim, no more taking their shit. Emotions hit like thunder rolling through my veins. Grief, then fire, then hope driving me insane. When the weight gets too heavy and the voices scream too loud, I shut the whole world out and rebuild inside the cloud. You think it's a competition, you think it's a race. Blood is blood, but jealousy stains. Breaking free from your grip, remove the chains, cut the ties, burn the bridge. You can't take back all the things you did. Apologies, I'll never forget. I can only trust myself, that's the truth they burned in me. Every hand that held me turned around and buried me, but I'm still here, still pouring out my fight. You can't kill a fire that learned how to ignite. Evil is evil, it does what it wants. Well, guess what? I'm out of your reach, out of your grasp. like I never loved you before. But you changed the day you walked out that door. You went and got help while I was in despair. I didn't believe our love was going anywhere. Oh, I'm singing these blues since you've gone away. You found your path, but I'm lost in yesterday. I'm waiting on a sign, maybe just a clue. But until then, I'll keep on singing these blues. You said you wouldn't come back until you got help. Left me here wondering all by myself. Now I'm singing these blues, trying to find my way. But I still don't know if you'll come back someday. Oh, I'm singing these blues since you've gone away. You found your path, but I'm lost in yesterday. I'm waiting on a sign, maybe just a clue. But until then, I'll keep on singing these blues. In the porch side dawn, you open slow, pale blush petals like a secret glow. Your throat is cream with a pink soft kiss, a trumpet bloom I could hold like this.
So light, so kind, you lean and stay.
Like ribboned rain on a summer day. Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Pink bloom, soft bloom, you turn the air to rose. Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Gentle and bright, where the warm wind goes.
Pink alamander blanchetti on the trellis turns.
Every little flower with a hush that burns. Not loud, not proud, just a graceful face. Blush in the edges, cream at the base.
Come close, come near, don't let me pass.
soft and old.
I hear your color before I see
A classic heart on a living tree. Plant pet Alamanda, plant pet Alamanda. Pink bloom, soft bloom, you turn the air to rose. Plant pet Alamanda, plant pet Alamanda. Gentle and bright, where the warm wind goes. Waiting, how to move through the time, all while staying still, while being still as the time. And as the things roll past you, left and right, leaving you abandoned.
Hard time. The heart of doing time is doing time without becoming undone. An anatomy of stillness and temporal flow, the aphorism, waiting, presents a radical reimagining of a common human experience, usually defined as a passive interval, a void to be filled or a delay to be endured. Waiting is here recast as an active existential discipline. The text suggests that waiting is not the absence of action, but a specific mode of moving through time that requires a profound reconciliation between the self and the temporal medium. The paradox of temporal kinesis. The central tension of the aphorism lies in the paradox of physical stillness paired with temporal movement. In a conventional sense, movement requires a change in spatial coordinates over a duration of time. However, the aphorism suggests the form of moving through that occurs precisely because one is staying still. By remaining physically fixed, the subject ceases to compete with the external world's velocity. The stillness allows the individual to observe the internal mechanics of time. When the body stops, the consciousness is forced to engage with the sheer weight and flow of the present moment. It is a transition from spatial kinesis to temporal kinesis. The subject is no longer traveling through a landscape, but is instead traveling through the when, becoming the medium
as the time,
the most philosophically dense portion of the text is the directive to exist
as the time.
Normally, humans experience time as an external force, a river that carries us along, or a clock that dictates our pace. We are subjects in time to move as the time implies a dissolution of the boundary between the observer and the observed to become as the time is to achieve a state of radical presence where the ego's resistance to the passing second vanishes. In this state, the individual does not spend or waste time, they embody it. This reflects a phenomenological shift where the self is no longer a victim of the clock's ticking, but rather the very medium in which the world unfolds. It is a meditative transcendence that transforms, waiting from a state of longing for the future into a state of total immersion in the present. The geometry of abandonment. The conclusion of the aphorism introduces a poignant sense of isolation.
And as the things roll past you, left and right, leaving you abandoned.
The symmetry suggests a world defined by horizontal movement, a frantic lateral rush of pain.
By choosing
To remain still, the individual falls out of the collective rhythm of the world. The left and right movement suggests a peripheral blur where the world is moving too fast to notice the stationary observer. This abandonment is the price of temporal stillness. To be still while the world rushes is to become a ghost in the machine. However, there is a hidden strength in this abandonment. While the world is caught in the momentum of its own rolling, the one who waits gains a perspective of the whole. They are abandoned by the world's noise, but in that silence, they gain the clarity of the witness. Stillness as resistance in the modern age. In the contemporary context, this aphorism serves as a critique of the cult of speed. Modernity equates movement with progress and stillness with stagnation. We are conditioned to fear waiting as a dead zone of unproductivity. Reframing waiting as an intentional act of moving through time challenges this narrative. It suggests that there is a profound depth to be found in the pauses, the ability the modern pace is perhaps the only way to truly find oneself. Ultimately, the aphorism waiting teaches that stillness is not a vacuum. It is a dense, active state of being, where the individual, by ceasing to chase the world, finally learns how to inhabit time itself.
God knew what I could not see. He knew what my heart would need. I came with pieces deep inside, still learning how to receive. He placed new life beneath my heart, a quiet gift from above. Before I knew what he was doing, he was teaching me love. Not all at once, not like thunder, but softly day by day, through little hands and little voices. He was showing me the way. First came love, then came joy, then came rose to help me rise. Three small hearts, three holy gifts, three lights in my life. God knew what I needed when I could not understand. He healed me through the children he placed inside my hands. I did not know I was changing. I did not see my soul grow, but heaven moved so gently in ways I did not know. Through every smile, through every tear, through every call of mother, God was lifting me higher, one season after another. First came love, then came joy, then came rose to help me rise. Three small hearts, three holy gifts, three lights in my life. God knew what I needed when I could not understand. He healed me through the children he placed inside my hands. Sometimes love comes as a baby, sometimes joy comes later on. Sometimes rose blooms after waiting, and the soul learns to be strong. I was broken but not forgotten. I was wounded but still held. God was writing mercy in the story I could not tell. First came love, then came joy, then came rose to help me rise. Three small hearts, three holy gifts, three prayers beneath the sky. God knew what I needed before I ever knew. He healed me through my children and made my heart brand new. Not all at once, not like thunder, but softly more and more. Through love, through joy, through rose, my soul learned how to soar.
charm, and I'm staring at the ceiling, wishing I could reach across the map. I'm overwhelmed by this lonely kind of feeling, caught inside a never-ending gap. You got that voice that sounds just like a whisper. It travels through the static on the line. Every single word you say, it makes it crisper, reminding me that you are truly mine. They can show me all the wonders of the world, but I look away, 'cause I'm just waiting for the flight to bring you back my way. Yeah, you know I'm not playing with the distance. I'm fighting for our love with such persistence. 'Cause baby, when you talk to me that way, you take the distance, turn the cold into the May. I don't need a life that's built for one or two. I'm only living for the day I'm next to you. Yeah, I just wanna hold you through the screen, the closest thing to heaven that I've ever seen. No matter what the miles try to do, I'm staying right here, waiting just for you. Right here, waiting just for you. Different time, yeah, you're sleeping while I'm waking. You leave a message for me when the sun comes out. You're the only risk that's ever worth the taking, chasing all my ghosts and every doubt. I used to feel the quiet in the spaces, but now I'm anchored in the way you care. I'm seeing you in all these crowded places. A phantom of your love is everywhere. They can show me all the wonders of the world, but I look away, 'cause I'm just waiting for the flight to bring you back my way. Yeah, you know I'm not playing with the distance. I'm fighting for our love with such persistence. 'Cause baby, when you talk to me that way, you take the distance, turn the cold into the May. I don't need a life that's built for one or two. I'm only living for the day I'm next to you. Yeah, I just wanna hold you through the screen, the closest thing to heaven that I've ever seen. No matter what the miles try to do, I'm staying right here, waiting just for you. Tell me what you need, I'll send it. My heart is yours, I'll never mend it. Never gonna let the signal die, no. I'll be watching for the morning sky, 'cause you're the heartbeat in the air I breathe. You're the only one I'll ever need. 'Cause baby, when you talk to me that way, you take the distance, turn the cold into the May. I don't need a life that's built for one or two. I'm only living for the day I'm next to you. Yeah, I just wanna hold you through the screen, the closest thing to heaven that I've ever seen. No matter what the miles try to do, I'm staying right here, waiting just for you. Right here, waiting just for you, baby, baby. Yeah, you're right here, waiting for you, ain't going nowhere. It's just me and you, right here, waiting for you.
Seek first his kingdom, his righteousness true. Under his promise, all blessings pursue. Words of the Savior, guiding our days. All things are added in marvelous ways.
Never rely on your wisdom alone.
His kingdom.
Seek first His kingdom, His righteousness true. Under His promise, all blessings pursue. Words of the Savior guiding our days. All things are added in marvelous ways. Never rely on your wisdom alone. Depend on the Lord, make His pathway your own. In all your ways, submit to His hand, and He will make straight the roads where you stand.
Shadow of self now fades away.
United with Christ,
I live today.
nailed with Him, yet I rise in His grace.
Glorious faith shines bright in this place.
Shadow of self
Now
fades away. United with Christ,
I live today.
nailed with Him, yet I rise in His grace. Glorious faith shines bright in this place. My life is His, no longer mine. Strength in His Spirit, forever divine. Seek first His kingdom, His righteousness true. Under His promise, all blessings pursue. Words of the Savior guiding our days. All things are added in marvelous ways. Never rely on your wisdom alone. Depend on the Lord, make His pathway your own. In all your ways, submit to His hand, and He will make straight the roads where you stand.
Shadow of self now fades away.
United with Christ,
I live today.
nailed with Him,
Yet I rise in His grace.
glorious faith.
Shines bright in this place.
My life is His, no longer mine. Strength in His Spirit,
Forever divine.
seek first His kingdom, His righteousness true. Under His promise, all blessings pursue. Words of the Savior guiding our days. All things are added in marvelous ways. Never rely on your wisdom alone. cream with a pink soft kiss.
A trumpet bloom I could hold like this. So light, so kind, you lean and stay like ribboned rain on a summer day. Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Oh.
Pink bloom, soft bloom, you turn the air to rose.
Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Oh.
Gentle and bright,
Where the warm wind goes.
pink alamanda blanchetti.
On the trellis turns
Every little flower with a hush,
that burns, not loud,
not proud,
just a graceful face,
blushing the edges,
cream at the base. Come close, come near, don't let me pass. That tender pink lasts and lasts. Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Oh.
pink bloom, soft bloom, you turn the air to rose.
Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda.
Gentle and bright,
Where the warm wind goes. When the garden leans into evening gold,
you keep that glow.
quiet, soft and old. I hear your color before I see a classic heart on a living tree. Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda. Oh.
Pink bloom, soft bloom, you turn the air to rose.
Plant pet alamanda, plant pet alamanda.
Gentle and bright,
Where the warm wind goes. Candles glow softly, the warm lights invite. Ornate table set perfectly, what a beautiful sight. Laughter fills the air, a welcome so sincere. Linger here a moment, let your heart draw near. Open arms of kindness, every waiter smiles so bright. Come and taste the wonder, come and feel the grace. Every flavor tells a story in this cherished place. Kalakalia calls you, joy in every bite. Where the food is heaven and the price feels right. magic, Dutch bitter balance divine, Alfredo fettuccine, every dish a golden sign. Lasagna layered deep with smoky sausage art, Iga bakar fried rice, warming up your heart. Affordable for all, true luxury from the start. Come and taste the wonder, come and feel the grace. Every flavor tells a story in this cherished place. Kalakalia calls you, joy in every bite, where the food is heaven and the price feels right. Rich aromas drifting, zuppa soup in the air. Every server greets you with exceptional care. Sun cloud mocktails glowing, sendal dawet so sweet. Truffle, olive ball and flavors you will wanna meet. Almond butter, coke melting, a dessert so complete. Soft music playing, cushioned seats embrace, warm and cozy corners, your own private space. From the first hello to the final goodbye, the staff make every moment feel like you can fly. Unforgettable moments shared with those you love. Rum and raisin gelato, sweetness from above. Avocado float that dances on your tongue, nourishing the soul with every song unsung. Taste and see that goodness, Kalakalia, second to none. Come and taste the wonder, come and feel the grace. Every flavor tells a story in this cherished place. Kalakalia calls you, joy in every bite, where the food is heaven and the price feels right. Where the food is heaven and the price feels right. A sanctuary of flavor, where every heart finds rest.
He walked with the hush of the pines in his step, hat brim low and a secret he kept. Not a badge, not a gun, not a name folks knew, but the wrongness bent where his shadow blew. He could feel it in the corners, taste it in the well, hear it in the silence where a laughter fell. A twisted tune off key and slow, he'd murmur it don't belong, but it knows where to go. Wrongness ain't just broken, it's built from a lie, like a smile too wide or a tear too dry. Don't cry out loud, but it hums in the trees, and my granddaddy knew how to track what it breathes. It ain't just a sin, it's a song with no key. It's the mark of a witch, and the job fell to me. He said don't chase the pretty sparks, they lead you blind. The real thing hides in the slow design. It's not the howl nor the sulfur wind, but the door that creaks when it shouldn't bend. He taught me to listen where the silence folds, and to carry no fear, just iron and old codes. He'd whisper at dawn to
glitters like what starts on your hunt for the thing that don't fit the heart.
The witch ain't always a woman in rags. Sometimes it's a preacher with too many flags.
Sometimes it's a garden that grows too fast, or a neighbor's smile that don't quite last. Wrongness don't bleed, it seeps, don't shout, but it keeps like a lantern that flickers where no wind creeps. You don't fight it with fists or with fire and stake. You outweigh its hunger.
You know what's at stake.
Wrongness is a rhythm, a beat gone sour. It's a milk sweet word that turns your mouth to flower. And the witches, they wear it like perfume and lace. But my granddaddy could see it move across a face. Don't trust the grin, trust the ground, he'd say.
Where the wrongness is thick, the trees bend away.
Stop dead in the road, eyes fixed on a farmhouse, silent and old. He said she's in there, or what she became. The witch ain't a girl, it's a long old game. He knocked just once, didn't wait to be let inside. No screams, just a slow sunset. He came out wearing less weight than he brought, but his eyes had aged a year on the spot. And me, I'm the keeper of that quiet lore. Don't hunt with bullets, don't knock with war, but I know the wrong when it hums in the floor. I know what my granddaddy knew before. In the cloth of time, it's not crime, it's pre-crime. It's the curve in the line. It's the hush that don't match the color of the sky. The bird that don't scatter when the hawk flies by. It's the witch's laugh stitched into the seams. It's the way a town forgets what it dreams. So when I walk where the wind don't turn, the sound that the ashes learn. And if the air tastes like sugar on a rusted knife, I know the witch has twisted life. And I walk just like he did, slow and plain, through the bruise of the world, through the sideways rain. I walk with my back to the law and the town, tracking wrongness where it soaks the ground. Hey! Take care for what you pray. Oh, well, that I could sing like Doc Watson and have the smell of a dog. The paradox of fulfilled desire. Take care for what you pray. The aphorism, take care for what you pray, serves as a perennial warning against the myopia of human longing. It suggests that our desires, once granted, rarely arrive in isolation. They bring with them a constellation of consequences, responsibilities, and sensory shifts that the wisher is often ill-equipped to handle at its core. The phrase highlights the double-edged nature of transcendence, where the acquisition of an extraordinary gift may simultaneously dismantle the equilibrium of a standard life. The way to mastery.
Singing like Doc Watson.
To wish to sing like Doc Watson is to aspire to a specific kind of American excellence, a blend of flat-picking virtuosity, soulful baritone resonance, and a profound connection to folk traditions on the surface. This prayer is for the possession of beauty and the ability to move others. However, the aphorism reminds us to look beneath the aesthetic surface.
To possess the voice of Doc Watson is to inherit the sensitivity required to produce such mastery. Often comes from a place of deep labor, or in Watson's case, a life navigated through the darkness of blindness, where sound became his primary landscape. To have the gift is to also carry the weight of its demands.
The public expectation, the vulnerability of artistic expression, and the potential isolation of being a vessel for a talent that exceeds the common experience.
The prayer for talent is, in effect, a prayer for a transformation of the self that may leave the original person behind.
The nuance of the aphorism alpharism becomes even more visceral when considering the desire for the smell of a dog. Specifically, the dog's hyperacute olfactory capability to a human. The idea of super smelling sounds like a profound expansion of consciousness, a way to perceive the hidden chemical narratives of the world. Yet, in the context of the modern world, this gift would likely manifest as a relentless sensory assault.
A dog's sense of smell is estimated to be 10,000 to 100,000 times more acute than a human in a pristine forest. This might be a divine revelation. In the modern city, it would be an agonizing nightmare. The blessing would force the recipient to endure the overwhelming stench of industrial chemicals, rotting waste, and the pheromonal anxieties of every passing stranger.
What began as a prayer for heightened perception ends as a sentence to perpetual overstimulation. This illustrates the central irony of the aphorism. We pray for more life, forgetting that our biological limitations are often the very filters that make life bearable. Philosophical implications. Limitation versus transcendence.
These examples point toward a broader philosophical tension between human limitation
And the desire for transcendence.
Human beings are tuned to a specific frequency of existence.
Our sight, hearing, and talents are calibrated to a reality we can navigate. When we pray for extraordinary abilities, be they artistic or sensory, we are essentially asking to be retuned to a frequency that may be incompatible with our environment.
The desire to transcend our boundaries is a hallmark of the human spirit.
Yet the aphorism,
Take care for what you pray,
suggests that wisdom lies in recognizing the utility of our deficits. Our inability to smell everything, see everything, or perform perfectly protects us from the white noise of a universe that is far larger and more chaotic than we can process.
Transcendence
Without the necessary evolution of the soul or the body to house it,
becomes a burden.
the balance of aspiration.
In conclusion,
Take care for what you pray,
is not a counsel against ambition,
but a plea for self-awareness. It asks the individual to consider if they are truly prepared for the reality of their desires.
whether it is the soulful burden of a master musician or the overwhelming clarity of a canine's nose.
Every gift demands a sacrifice of the previous status quo.
True wisdom lies in the balance between our aspirations and the reality of our existence.
By understanding that every gain in ability often comes with the loss,
Of simplicity or protection,
we can approach our prayers.
with the sense of humility,
We must recognize that the constraints of being human are not just walls, they are the very structures that allow us to experience the world without being consumed by it.